Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Jill, Fiber Floozie Crafts, and I've got for you today, are you ready for clue number 2 of our shawl, mystery shawl? So this is the seam double crochet shawl with me and Chelsea, and this is going to be our clue number 2. So I've got it here in my bag, and I wanted to kind of show you a little bit about what it's starting to look like. So we're getting longer. So this first part, this was clue number 1. And here's clue number 2. So if you're ready, let's get started. Okay, we are ready for clue number 2. I have cut my yarn and left myself a 5 or 6 inch tail. And I put that stitch marker in that stitch so I wouldn't lose it. Now I'm going to take it out of there and attach it back to the side. Now we're going to attach our new yarn, but here's what we're going to do. You should be on the side where you're increasing, but we're going to turn it over because we're going to attach the new yarn. So we're going to act like we're finishing that other one. And here's what I want to do. I want to go in and take out this loop so that I have these 2 last loops, so it's not like I didn't finish that last stitch. So let's take that last stitch out, and here's what I mean. Now let's yarn over and go into that last stitch again. Go through 2, leave those 2 on your hook. And this is how we're going to be attaching our yarn from here forward. Put a loop on the hook and pull it through those last 2, and then tighten the tails. Now you're going to chain 2 and turn. Now we have our new yarn attached, and you'll just have to kind of pull those to make sure that they're tightened up a little bit. Now we're going to be doing half double crochets. So we have a chain 2, and we're on our increased side. So we're going to yarn over and go into the same stitch right below the chain. Pull up a loop. We have 3 loops on the hook, and we're going to pull through all 3, and that's a half double. Now we're going to chain 1, yarn over, skip the next stitch, go into the next one and do a half double. Chain 1, yarn over, skip a stitch, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, pull through all 3 loops on the hook, chain 1, yarn over, skip a stitch, go into the next stitch. We're going to do this all the way across, doing half double crochets and chain 1 and skip a stitch. You get down here to the end, that's my chain 1, skip a stitch, and I'll go into the last stitch, which is the chain, and do a half double. And now you're going to chain 2 and turn. Now on our reverse pass, we're going to go into all of those half double crochets. Yarn over, skip this chain space, and you're going to go into the top of that half double crochet and do another half double crochet. Chain 1, skip the space, yarn over, go into the top. This is the space, this is the chain 1, the half double crochet right there. Half double crochet, chain 1. Here's the half double crochet. Kind of pull it a little bit so you can see where the top of it is. Half double crochet, chain 1. Now we're going to go all the way back over, going into the top of the previous row of half double crochets, skipping the chain space, and going all the way back over. Now when we get back to the other side, we have our chain 1 and our half double crochet on the end and our chain space. So you chain 1, skip the chain space, yarn over, do a half double crochet in the top of that half double crochet, do not chain 1, yarn over, and do another half double crochet in the top of that half double crochet. Now chain 2. And we're back to our increase side. Now let's go through that again. So this is our chain 2, but we're on our increase side. We know because we see our marker. We're going to yarn over, go into that first stitch, do a half double crochet, so that's 2. Now we need to put one in the top, because that's 2 for this one, but we need to put one in the top of this half double. So don't chain 1, but yarn over and put one into the top of that half double. Now do your chain 1. You're going to skip that space and go into the top of this half double. Chain 1. Go into the top of this half double. And that's how we do our increases. It's a little bit of high footing it when you're over there on that side, but it will work. Mr. Faber is trying to talk to me. He's at work. Well, I'm working too. So now we're over here to this side. We want to maintain. We don't want to grow over here. So you're going to go into the top of this, do your half double, chain 1, and a half double into the chain at the end. Chain 2 and turn. Now this is our reverse pass back to our increase side. So we have our chain 2. We're going to come to our first half double crochet, skip that space, first half double crochet, do a half double crochet, chain 1, and do the top of the next half double crochet. Do this all the way back. Now we're down here to the end, and we have 1 here and 2 here. Half double crochets, chain 1, and then we need to go into these 2 with half double crochets. So there's a half double crochet there. Do not chain 1 and go into the chain space with another half double crochet. Chain 2 and turn. Now I'm going to move my marker up a little bit. Now I'm going to tuck these ends in later, but for now, sometimes what I do, I just do a little bow and cut off any excess. I still want to leave myself a tail. All right, that keeps it from kind of flying around. All right, now we know we're on our increase row, or increase side. We're going to do yarn over and do half double crochet in that first stitch. Chain 1. Nope, we're not chaining 1. Half double crochet in the first stitch, which is for this chain 1. So it's 2 for the chain 1. Now here's the half double there. We're going to go into the top of the half double and do another one. Now we chain 1. Now we've got 3 on top of that right there. So we chained 1. Now we go into the top of this one and do another half double. Chain 1. And then half double, all the way across. And I hope that you get the repeat of this. And I'll see you back in a minute, and I'll tell you how many rows we're going to do. Okay, so that was 14 rows of our mesh section. And as you can see how it's looking. Now, some of your sides are going to look a little bumpy, but for the most part, they should stay straight. And it is fairly straight. And as you can see on this side, we are growing. Some of your yarns are going to feel a little bit different, and this might look a little bit different, but it will definitely block out, and you can see how that's looking there. It's growing on that side. And we know that because that's the side with our marker. Okay, so I'm going to reattach the first yarn back. And I'm going to do that by going through those last 2. Oops. All right. We'll just do it again then. I do that sometimes. So I go through 2, leave 2 loops on the hook. And now I'm going to attach my first color back again. Trying to get a little bit of a tail. All right, in that goes. Kind of pull that. Now we're going to chain 3, turn our work, I'll move this stitch marker up. Now we're going to repeat with that same color as we started with. We're going to repeat this pattern again. So we have our chain 3, I'm going to go right back in since this is our increased side and do a double crochet. Now it's going to be a little bit different because we have to make up for the ones that are in the spaces. So that's 2 there. Now we're going to do one on this half double crochet from below. So that's our chain there, 2 in it, and 1 in our half double crochet there. Now we're going to put a double crochet in the chain space and every half double crochet across. Chain space and the half double crochet at the top of it. Now the chain space, and this will even out our row. Let's see, how many did we do? Was 25. Do another 25 rows, but be sure that if it doesn't wind up back on this side, whatever you do, make sure that when you stop, you end on the side you're going to increase on. Okay, so it's not 25 rows. I want you to go 12 rows because as we're getting here, up as we go up, we are going to have much larger sections than what we had down at the bottom, and a lot more of the color. So we're going to do, as we go up, and I also want to make sure that I have some of this left over. You don't have to try to make sure it's half or whatever, you know, but I'm going to want some of it at least to have a nice section of it when I get to the other end. Okay, so 12 rows of that one. All right, you guys, that was sections 2 and 3 for clue number 2, and I will see you for clue number 3. So I really hope you are enjoying this mystery cowl. And I hope that you will send me pictures and let me know how it's going and all of those things. And I will talk to you again for the next clue. Y'all have fun today, and thank you for joining me on this. See y'all later.